few minutes now looking at how to use Google Drive. Google Drive is the cloud that Youth Options use to store all our files and folders and all our information and data. It's also enabled us to securely send that to each other, as well as having all our files backed up without the need of expensive servers. So Google Drive is a really straightforward and simple program to use, and there are two ways of using it. There is, firstly, you can access it remotely by going on the internet, which is what we're going to look at today, but also you can have it downloaded to your computer and you can access it like you would any other folder or file on your computer. So today what we're going to do is look at how we use it remotely. Firstly, you will need your login and your username and password. So your username will typically be your email address, and then your password will have been given to you by the admin team. So you'll need both of those at hand once you start to use Google Drive. Simply to log in, you go up into the top right hand corner up here and you click on sign in, like so. It will take you to this page, and at this point you will put in your email address and then also enter your password. Click sign in, and then that will take you to this page. Then to access your Google Drive, you click on the little squares in the top right corner, which is where all the apps for Google are, and you click on Google Drive, and that will then take you to your own personal Google Drive folder, which has all of your files and folders ready for you. If you are given the option of downloading your Google Drive to your computer, if you're using someone else's computer or a public computer, then it's typically to say no thanks. If you are using a computer where it's already been downloaded, again, you just click no thanks. It might be a couple of times it will ask you that, but it won't be every time you use it. So once you have logged in and your files load up, your Google Drive will look something like this. So I'll just tidy it up so that you can see what it looks like. So what you have here is what we call My Drive. So within My Drive, you'll have all of your folders within these files, and then to simply access the folders, you click on a folder, and within that folder there'll be then the subfolders beneath them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to access, how to load your files up onto Google Drive remotely, and then also how you access folders that have been shared with you by other people within your organisation. So firstly, if we go with the shared folders, that is probably the biggest area within the organisation where you're going to access most of your files from, will be in shared folders. So if a folder is shared, it will have a little man or woman sitting on the file, so that indicates that that's a shared file. So if we click on the health and safety folder, you can see that's a shared folder. We click on here, then up here we have the people that the folders are shared with. So these initials are all the people. As you can see, there's over 40 people in the shared folder because the health and safety folder is shared with the whole organisation. The folder is owned by the office administrator, so they ultimately have control of what goes in and out of this folder. This means you can access all of our health and safety files and folders, all our risk assessments and everything like that are all centrally shared with the whole organisation. You can access those. If you require a folder, which is a folder which needs to be shared, you need to speak to the admin team and they can invite you to join a folder. When you are invited to join a folder, you will get an email telling you so, and you'll get it will ask you to accept the invitation, and to do that you go to the shared with me section. At that point you would have some files potentially that aren't listed in My Drive. For example, here we have the skills database, which, as you can see, currently doesn't sit within My Drive. So what we do to add it to our drive, and to enable us to access it more easily, you click on the skills database and you give it a tick there, and then you will have options come at the top of the screen. At the top of the screen, you click simply add to my drive. If we then go back to my drive, you'll now see that Skills Database has been added to the drive. And again, you're then able to access that folder. So that's how you join shared folders. And like I say, an email will be sent to you if you're invited to join a folder. The other thing you can do, obviously, is save and upload all your own files and folders to this. We again encourage you to do that because this is the way, as I've already stated, that all our files are backed up. So if you are worried about losing things, the best way to keep them securely in place is to load them up onto Google Drive. Again, it's a really simple process to create a new folder. Obviously, you click on the word create. It's fairly obvious. So that then gives you certain options of what you can do. So you can create a folder. We can call it, give it a file name, create, and then that folder will then appear in there. So then if you want to add files to that, there are two ways of doing that. The simplest way and the easiest way is to click on the arrow here, which is upload. Again, click here and click on files. This will then access your computer's hard drive to see things. Just to point out at this point, I am using an Apple Mac, so this little bit here will be slightly different to the PC version. The principle is still the same, but how it will be shown is slightly different due to the different computer that's being used. So from here, I would then pick a file that I'd like to load, take that file there and then hit open. And then it's now in my Google Drive folder. So it's gone from my desktop up into my Google Drive folder and it's remotely stored there. You are also able, if you want to add whole folders. So if you choose to, you can pick folder, and again, that will load up a complete folder of files, and all of your files will then be accessible on there. If you would like to view files, there are two ways of doing that. So let me just get rid of the uploader thing. So if you are interested in our risk assessments, if you want to just view a file online, you can do that by just clicking on that folder. And that then brings what you aren't able to do then on a document is then edit the document in any way. Obviously, there are some documents we'd like not to edit, but if you were on your own document, you can't then edit that document. You can just view it, and from here you can also print it. From here, you click on print. It then takes you to a separate thing, but we're not going to do that now, so I'll close that down. But that just shows you how to print it. The other thing you can do from here is you then can download this document. So very simply to do that, you just click download and it will take you to another window, and then we'll begin the download. Just to be aware when downloading documents, if you're downloading documents onto a public computer or a computer that isn't either yours or part of the Youth Options computers, please make sure if you've downloaded something, once you've finished with it, you delete it from that computer. The file will be stored in the download section on your computer, so typically the best way to find it again is to get the file name and in a search on your computer, search for that file name and then make sure you delete that file once you've finished with it. Even if you've uploaded it back, having worked on it, back to Google Drive, delete the original off the computer so that again it's all protected. But that's where the file would be, and then you can double click on that file and that would then open it in a Word document on the computer. So if I close those down and then to return to your Google Drive, again you just hit on the cross and that closes that folder down. So that, in the simplest way, is a demonstration of how to use Google Drive on the internet. The only final point to make is how to log out, and make sure again if you're on a public computer, that you always ensure you sign out of that computer. So again, click up on the top right hand corner and click sign out, and that will then end your session on Google Drive. Thank you very much for watching.